What's up, everyone? It's Matt Savoca from Awesemo.com filling in for Josh Engleman this week, and we're bringing you the Awesemo FanDuel NFL ConTENders top 5 plays for Week 10 Thursday Night Football. Dolphins versus Ravens should be a great one. Now, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and of course, hit that notification button below so that you know when we're going live all the time. You guys know what to do. And you can follow me on Twitter at Draftaholic. And of course, comment below with your favorite play or maybe your least favorite play for this Thursday night matchup. Before we get into it, we'd like to thank our presenting sponsor, No House Advantage. No House Advantage is bringing you a different way to enjoy DFS by offering player prop contests across the NBA, MLB, NFL, and PGA for cash prizes. NHA is 100% peer-to-peer to help level the playing field, which makes it easier for you to win compared to the traditional DFS sites. No House Advantage offers over 500 player props, making it the largest provider of player props in the industry, and the best part is, all new users will get a $25 deposit bonus when they use promo code Awesemo. That's promo code Awesemo for a $25 deposit bonus for new users. All right, let's dig into this one. Dolphins versus Ravens. Vegas total currently 6 at 46.5, with the Ravens favored by 7.5 points. As you can see around me, we've got roughly the same setup as my buddy Josh. Not quite the same polish, but the same good old probabilities, the chances of being in the optimal lineups here. And right on the screen right now, you see my numbers 10 through 6 in my top 10 for this Thursday night matchup. Rashad Bateman coming in at number 10, Jason Sanders, number 9, Myles Gaskin, number 8, Sammy Watkins, number 7, and Marquise Hollywood Brown, number 6. Who makes it into my top 5 plays for this week? Let's watch and find out. At number 5, Mike Gesicki, tight end for the Miami Dolphins. $12,500 on FanDuel. Not cheap by any means. He's still getting greater than 25 fantasy points in 6% of our simulations and less than 10 in about 43% here. He's the optimal MVP play about 7.5% of the time, and the optimal utility, or a optimal utility, 27% of the time. Remember, Mike Gesicki in this Miami offense is a glorified wide receiver. He's number 1 among all tight ends in slot snaps, number 2 in routes run, and number 7 in route participation rate. He's got 7+ targets in 4 of his last 5 games, and he's 9th among all tight ends in yards per reception. And Player Profiler rates him as 7th in true catch percentage that takes out uncatchable passes. You absolutely can play Mike Gesicki at 12.5K this week. At number 4, Jaylen Waddle, rookie wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins, $12,000 on FanDuel. He's getting greater than 25 fantasy points in 8.4% of our simulations and less than 10 in roughly 39% of our simulations right now. He's the optimal MVP 9.3% of the time. And really what I'm surprised about is seeing this game as the number 25 offense versus the number 22 defense. Baltimore being the number 22 defense in PFF's defensive grades. That's very surprising to me. The median projection for Waddle is a little bit higher than Gesicki, and the salary is a little bit lower. So that's definitely enticing. The opportunity has absolutely been there for Waddle the last few weeks. 12 targets in Week 8 versus Buffalo, 10 targets in Week 9 versus Houston, 43 total targets in his last 4 games. That's an average of 10.8 targets per game for the rookie wideout. He's the optimal captain in 1 in 10 simulations. I like pairing him with whoever is the QB for Miami. Right now, we think it's Tua Tagovailoa against this Baltimore defense that, as I said, is less impressive than many people have thought they would be at this point in the season. You can definitely play Waddle with confidence. He's my number 4 play this week. Number 3, Justin Tucker. Yeah, he's only getting more than 25 fantasy points in 0.4% of our simulations, but it's the median projection that makes him so enticing, particularly as an optimal flex play where he appears in the optimal lineup 34% of the time. The GOAT has a classic kicker sim with a decently high median projection and not so great in terms of ceiling projection. So if you are playing him at that MVP spot, really give some thought into the type of game environment where Justin Tucker becomes that optimal MVP. And as you see here, it's happening over 8% of the time. He really gets there as that optimal MVP if the rest of the players, and I do mean everyone else, fails to reach their ceiling. So definitely build around sloppier game scripts, players like Lamar Jackson not hitting their ceiling when Tucker is that optimal MVP. But he can go in any lineup as a flex play, and he's certainly a smash play in cash. Number 2, Tua Tagovailoa, 15K on FanDuel. We do have Tua in at this point. Now, it is a game time decision. We could see Jacoby Brissett for another week for the Miami Dolphins. But even so, we would probably have Brissett right here at this number 2 spot, even if that is the case. Tagovailoa, more than 25 fantasy points in 36.9% of our simulations. And in just less than 20%, we're seeing him get under 10 fantasy points. So a really solid floor option. When don't we like the QBs as a floor option on FanDuel in showdown slates? Still, it's the number 25 offense in the NFL versus the number 22 defense here. There's some wiggle room. There's some possibility that this is actually a little more evenly matched than some people think. Our projections right now are thinking that Tua is going to be in the optimal lineup 57% of the time. And here's the thing I'm really surprised at with Miami's offense this year. They're 5th in team pass plays per game this season, and our advanced stats tool sees them as the 5th most pass-happy offense in the league as well. And they're even top 10 in our game script adjusted pace of play. This is a team that wants to pass often and play fast, and that means fantasy points typically. So I definitely want the quarterback if I want multiple wideouts and tight end options from their team. Tua Tagovailoa comes in at number 2. Now, before I get into my number 1 play on FanDuel this Thursday night, a quick reminder to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification button so that you know when we are going live. You guys know what to do. And you can follow me, Matt Savoca, on Twitter at Draftaholic, and comment below who are your favorite plays, who are your least favorite plays in this Dolphins versus Ravens matchup. And number 1, no surprises here. It's Lamar Jackson, quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens. Do you want a 100-yard rushing upside from your quarterback? Do you want 300-yard passing upside from your quarterback? Then you probably want Lamar Jackson in your lineup. 17,500 on FanDuel this Thursday, so you're going to have to make some salary-based concessions in other parts of your lineup. But still, he's getting more than 25 fantasy points in a whopping 69% of our simulations. And he's only under 10 fantasy points in 7.1%. An amazing combination of floor and ceiling. Number 1 among all quarterbacks, as usual, in carries per game and rush yards per game. And what's more important, this year, the advanced metrics are liking him as a passer. 11th in total QBR, 10th in expected points added. He finally is getting to that place as a passer that he's always been as a rusher. Most importantly, the volume has increased for this team. They're finally up to middle of the pack in team pass plays per game. And when they do decide to pass, Jackson is slinging the ball deep. Right now, he is 2nd in the NFL in air yards per attempt and 3rd in passes of more than 20 yards downfield. I mean, there's really nothing to dislike here. He is in our optimal lineup a whopping 91% of the time. I'm going to have so much Lamar Jackson, and you should too. He is our number 1 play on FanDuel for this week. All right, that's going to do it for my Thursday Night Football edition, Week 10 edition of the FanDuel ConTEnders video, Dolphins versus Ravens. If you're looking for the DraftKings version of this video, it's definitely around here in the YouTube streets. If you would, make sure to leave a comment below with your favorite plays. You can follow me on Twitter at Draftaholic. My name is Matt Savoca, filling in for Josh Engleman. See, Josh, this isn't too hard. I'm just kidding, buddy. Happy to fill in for you. I will be back on Friday with the main slate version of this Contenders video. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.